Hello everyone, and welcome back to this week's episode of Wahconah Weekly. We hope everyone had a great week.
In this episode, we'll be covering a student-led petition and some sports info. Let's get into this week's news.
Last week, the No Place for Hate group at Wahconah organized a petition to change Columbus Day to Indigenous Peoples Day on the school calendars due to Columbus being a controversial figure in American history, directly starting the genocide of Native Americans. This petition was available for both students and staff to sign, and their goal was to collect 300 signatures. The CBRSD School Board voted on this matter last Thursday, and they voted in favor of celebrating Indigenous Peoples Day. To get more information, we interviewed Sheffield Drury, who organized this protest. So what inspired you to start this petition?
So I started this petition as part of Mr. Udell's class. We were trying to write an argumentative letter, but beforehand I had thought of starting this change ever since I was in middle school. I thought that Columbus was somebody that I personally was not going to celebrate, and I thought that it would be great to share with the school as well.
Cool. So why did you decide to use a petition?
I decided to use a petition because I thought that would be the best way to get the support of my peers. I thought that would be a great thing to present to the school committee. And yeah.
What was the most difficult part of this process for you?
The most difficult process, I'd say, was probably standing up in front of so many people and just conveying my thoughts and my argument to them, especially standing up in front of a committee as a 16-year-old, and then doing so in front of my school, knowing that this has become a political matter. It shouldn't be a political matter, but it has become one. Just the difficulty of knowing that some of my peers are going to reject my thoughts, but also the great thing about it was getting support from a lot of my peers.
Do you think your actions will inspire others to change the way they think about Christopher Columbus?
I do. Specifically, a teacher came and spoke to me saying before she wouldn't have challenged a matter between her and her friends and their opinions, but now, after this change, she has challenged someone's thoughts on this and ultimately was able to soften their views and just have a civilized conversation where they were able to disagree with each other but are able to talk about it, and that's the great thing, to start the conversation.
Do you think there's any more work that needs to be done to de-romanticize Christopher Columbus?
I think that there definitely is. My first step in this process was fighting to change Christopher Columbus Day to Indigenous Peoples Day. Now the second step in this process, we are not done. Our second step is to educate our peers in our school community about the Indigenous people.
Thank you so much for doing this interview with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. We thank Sheffield Drury and the No Place for Hate group and the students and staff at Wahconah for their efforts to make change in our community and making our school a more inclusive place.
The Wahconah golf team won against Taconic 177 to 198 last Friday. Notable players include Tim Cayley, who carded a 42 in the match, tying for medalist honors. On Thursday, the golf team won yet again, winning 164 to 230 against Mount Everett. In soccer, the boys soccer team won their match against Mount Everett on Tuesday 4-0. In the second half of the match, Brody Calvert scored 3 goals in a row, contributing greatly to Wahconah's victory. The soccer girls team had yet another victory, beating Hoosick Valley 6-0 in their match on Thursday. Lily Robb and Olivia Gambaroni each scored a pair of goals, with Molly Shippey and Danny Bering scoring a goal each. The Wahconah volleyball team had a 3-set win over Mahar on Tuesday. Notable plays including Sasha Fife, Casey Wilson, and Maddy Rabuse. The volleyball team also won their match against Franklin Tech on Thursday, with Sasha Fife serving 9 straight points in the first set.
Thank you for watching this week's episode of Wahconah Weekly.
To stay updated on our future episodes, subscribe to the DCTV YouTube channel and follow us on our various social media pages linked in the description. This has been B and Zach, bringing you Wahconah Weekly. Thanks for watching, and see you next week.